see. Daddy, let me see.
Hi. What do we have there? What do we have here today?
Butter, oil, popcorn, salt.
Salt. And what are we making today?
Popcorn.
Popcorn, you're right. We're going to make popcorn from scratch. Hello, my name is Charles here at Practical Eats, and Charles here to make popcorn. Just like he said, right? We're going to make popcorn today. So why are we making that, right? Is popcorn considered a health food? I mean, not necessarily, but we do like to go out and to the movies, and we do like to have a treat once in a while. So we definitely want to try to make it the healthiest version as possible, right? So we're going to make our own popcorn, right? Because one of the most toxic things that someone can consume.
And he got in the backyard.
In the backyard. One of the most toxic things someone can consume is microwave popcorn, right? If you look at all these lists, top 10 lists of like worst foods you can eat that are toxic to the body, and it's microwave popcorn, right? Not just because of the bad quality corn, but the artificial butter and the carcinogens in the wax paper that you could allows you to, whatever coating that is that allows you to microwave without burning. So those are all really horrible things. So we even make our own popcorn and we go to the movies, right? We just put it in a Ziploc bag and we take it to the movies with us because that's a better alternative. Plus you get to flavor it yourself. You can flavor it any way you like. You can make a sweet popcorn, like a kettle corn type taste, or like a cinnamon sugar. We do different things, chocolate drizzled, or even today we're just gonna do regular plain buttered popcorn, right? And what does Christian usually like? The spicy one?
Yeah.
Yeah, his brother likes the spicy one. I like the spicy one too. But today we're just gonna do plain old buttered popcorn, and we're gonna cook it in our own oils. And it's a big deal because a lot of people really under this misconception that canola oil's a healthy oil. No vegetable oils really are a good alternative. You want to try to steer away from vegetable oils like vegetable oil, canola oil, things like that. Low quality cottonseed oil, really low quality oils. Canola oil by itself is not the worst thing, but once heated, it becomes a very toxic kind of oil, very high in omega-6, and that's one thing we don't want. So we're going to cook our popcorn today.
What time is it?
It is 5:24. So today we're going to use some olive oil, right? Some organic olive oil. Costco is a really good place to go to shop. They have a pretty good organic line.
Daddy,
Not necessarily.
I'm opening the butter for you.
Oh, you open the butter for me? Okay, great. Not necessarily Kirkland all the time, but they carry a lot of organic items. Right? I get my chia seeds there. I get peanut butter from there, really good quality. And then so we got this extra virgin olive oil. It's really good stuff. What else we have? Avocado oil, right? So avocado oil, this just goes for around $10, right? It's the biggest bottle I could find in the market. And it's they have that available also at
We have butter.
and butter, right? Get like an organic or grass-fed butter. And what else?
We have popcorn.
Popcorn. So are these the kernels?
Yeah.
Popcorn kernels. So you could find these relatively cheap pretty much anywhere.
And these pop.
Yeah, you're right. They pop at these amazing tasting food, right?
Salt.
Salt. So again, we get another Costco brand, Kirkland. They have a pure sea salt. So you want to look for sea salts when you're cooking. That's the Himalayan salt is a sea salt. It's a pink sea salt. And here's just the pure fine grained sea salt. So popcorn kernels are relatively cheap. You could probably find them per a pound, generally for like $3 or $4. Even Trader Joe's has them. We got these at Fairway Market for $2.50 a pound. So we bought like a few pounds of these, and we make a bunch at a time. It lasts you a while. So I know that it seems like shopping organic sometimes is expensive, but here at Practical Eats, I show you ways where it's not so expensive. Like for example, right? I got how much it is? I spent $6.75 on, let's see, we got 3 pounds of popcorn kernels. You could easily, and this lasts us a while. I can make popcorn quite a few times with this. If you bought 2 bags of popcorn, it's going to cost you the same amount. You polish it off like that, organic popcorn, it's gone in one sitting, right? Here, we're using this over and over and over again. So what makes sense? It's just practical. You show me your muscles, Charles and Charles here at you, coming at you, and we're gonna cook some popcorn. All right, so that makes sense, right? So we're talking about savvy shopping here. Not Practical Eats is about being savvy when it comes to picking out your products, right? What do we love about this popcorn? What do you like about it? All right, so let's get started. What you're gonna need is some sort of pot. It could be just a regular pot. It doesn't have to be one that's like a deep dish pot like this. I just happen to like this pot. I forgot the depth in this, but you could use one like this with a lid, or you could use a regular old sauce pot, and that could work too. But again, it's just really a matter of like how much surface ground you have. That's going to make a difference here. Okay, let's put some light on there. All right, so first let's start off with. So what we like. Oh, you're just playing with it? What we like to do is, you have options here. Today we're going to do olive oil and butter combo. All right, you could do avocado oil and olive oil, or you can do butter and avocado oil, or you could just do one or the other. I happen to like the taste of the olive oil and the butter the best, so that's what we're going to use today, the olive oil and the butter. I like the way these taste the best. But again, it's just an option. You don't have to use butter. You want to get a good quality of butter too. The more yellow it is, the better quality it is. And that's one way to show that it's good butter, grass-fed, organic. If it's white, you know it's been processed a bit more. Okay, so here we are. We're gonna throw some olive oil in here. So now, when we're cooking this popcorn, we want to make sure that it's in a kind of a low to medium, right? You don't want these kernels to cook so fast, right? We want them to take their time cooking so they cook evenly, and so you have a lot of kernels, so you don't have a lot of kernels left over. So there is the amount of butter. It looks like we put about 2 tablespoons of butter, maybe a little bit more, right? So again, this varies on the size of the pan you have and how much pop you're going to make, right? The size of the pan is going to determine how much popcorn you make. All right, Charles, let's get you set up. All right, I'm going to give you a cup. Okay. Now we are cooking with a 3-year-old, right? So we want to make sure we do this safe. We want to make sure that, you know, when he goes near this pan, that he's not going to get burnt. So we'll just put it in a cup for him, and he can just pour that in there. Go ahead, Charles, pour that in there. Good. Now, shake it around a little bit. We could fit a whole lot more popcorn in there, right? So let's put some more, let's get some more in the bag. Go ahead, pour that in there. Good, that's good enough. Now, good popcorn shouldn't be cooked fast. So if you're in a rush, this is not the way to go, because good popcorn takes time, because we want these kernels to cook out. We don't want these kernels to burn, right, Charles? We don't want burnt popcorn. Burnt popcorn is never good.
Yeah, but it hurt us. When we were standing right here, I was standing right here first.
Again, this should take time. You want these to cook all the way through, and you'll start to see it sizzle a little bit. You're gonna see it sizzle, right? So if you look at the heat here, okay, it's on around, the low's right there, medium's here, so it's right in between that. And you want to take your time. Later on, we can raise up the heat a little bit, but right now we just want these kernels to cook all the way through, and you'll see they'll start to turn a little bit brown, a little light brown. Charles, what you doing, kid? Yeah. Oh, what is that?
Daddy, when when you cover that, it needs a pop. When it pops, we need to cover that.
Right, so that's safe, right? Because if it pops, is it going to pop in your eye?
No.
The popcorn, if you don't put the cover on, right? The popcorn's going to fly.
Yeah.
It's going to go on the floor and they're going to hit you in the face.
Yeah.
So we need...
Hello, fly popcorn.
Right, so that's why we put this on.
Yeah.
We put that on. Not yet, though. Not yet. What'd you say?
When it just popcorn flies, you need your mouth like this.
When it flies in the air?
Yeah.
So if you listen to that sizzling sound, that's the butter and the oil cooking up, right? It's getting those kernels.
I need to cover this up until it pops.
Okay, so here it is about, seems as so about
Oh,
6,
Daddy,
7 minutes
it's
later.
popping. I need to just put this on now.
Yep, about 6 or 7 minutes later, and the popcorns are starting to pop. Good. So it's a very low heat, so that's why it wasn't too bad here. My son was able to put that on here. But now here is the tricky part, right? Because you want to make sure, no, that's hot. Don't really touch that. That will get hot.
I need to put this.
No. Yeah. So you can see the popcorn starting to be made.
Oh!
Oh, always be careful that doesn't happen. So eventually, so this is where I might raise the heat up a little bit to about medium, right? This is about almost like medium. So you want to, there's a lot of temperature changes here that I go through when I'm making this popcorn, just to assure that I get all the kernels popped. So I constantly shake it just to keep the kernels going to the bottom.
The popcorn tried to break that. The popcorn tried to break that.
Yeah, he tries to break out. So
It tried to break out.
eventually this is just going to get really fast.
The popcorn will soon be ready. Wow, I eat all of them. It's all of them.
Yeah.
It's big.
So I might raise the heat up a little bit once these stop popping. So now it's kind of coming to the end. You see this is really nice and full now.
Can't do that more because that's enough.
And you can see there'll be less frequent pops, but they are still popping, right? And the heat's not awfully high,
Daddy,
so it won't
you
burn.
can't do that because that's popcorn enough.
Now here I might just raise the heat up just a little bit, past medium, just to see if there's any few other kernels that just need a little extra boost, right? But you don't want to leave that on too high for too long because then it'll burn, right? Okay, so it just doesn't sound like there's anything left.
Shall we take this off?
Yeah, hold on. Let me just... It's hot. Hold on. Hold on. All right, so now I'm going to turn the heat off. Okay, now you have to be very careful. Ooh. Now we have to be very careful here because it's going to be a lot of steam, right? When you open this up, it's going to be a lot of steam. So this is, you might not want to let the little one do that. I'm going to help you, Charles, but you have to be very careful. We're going to pull it this way, right? Ready? Take it off.
Wow.
There
It's
you go.
ready.
Now you have fresh popcorn. It's hot. Just be careful. And what we're going to do is we're going to add some butter to this and make it taste even more buttery. Perfect piece of popcorn. Bam. Look at that. And chances are there's really not many kernels left over. Okay, so what we did was we melted a little bit of butter. And we're just going to transfer some of this popcorn into our popcorn bucket. We love this Star Wars. We're big Star Wars fans, so we got a Star Wars collector's bucket. Have another one somewhere.
This is Kylo Ren. This is Kylo Ren.
Yeah, who else is on there?
Stormtrooper.
Yeah. Yep. And Boba Fett. Oh, actually, no, that's Captain Phasma. All right, so what we do is we just take a little popcorn. We'll throw it in here. All right. And again, you don't have to flavor it all the same way. You could just, like I make an individual bucket just for Charles. Just for the little guy. Okay. Now, we take some butter. Okay. Pour a little butter in there, right? Because we still like that butter flavor. And shake it all around, right? Pop it up. Then we just add some sea salt. And obviously this you could do according to taste. All right. How do you like that, Charles?
What?
How do you like that popcorn? Is it good?
Yeah.
Mmm, looks tasty. What'd you say? It's a thumbs up? Let me see. Let me see. It's a thumbs up. Yeah, we love this popcorn. Eat one. There you go. Again, perfect thing of popcorn. And there you have it. Charles and Charles here at Practical Eats, trying to come at you again with another snack tip and one way to make something that you enjoy, right? Because we don't want to take everything away from you, right? You don't always want to eat what you love. You want to love what you eat. But now we got the best of both worlds, right? Because we're making something that everybody loves, and we're making it in a healthy way with ingredients you can be proud of to give your family, with fresh oils and salts and fresh ingredients. And, one of America's favorite snacks. My name is Charles here at Practical Eats. And of course, share this information, subscribe to this channel. Come see us every Wednesday when Charles and Charles do their cooking thing. And what you doing, Lid? Don't forget to share this information, because I know there are a lot of people out there that still love popcorn, but we just want to have some guilt-free popcorn every once in a while.
Do you like my haircut?
When Charles and Charles meet for our cooking channel, and of course hit subscribe and share this information, because there are a lot of families out there that love popcorn and love to eat it together, and now you don't have to pick and choose what's out there on the market. Now you can just make it yourself. You see how easy it is, and it comes out good every time as long as you take your time. Popcorn should take about 10 minutes to make, so a little bit more, 10, 15 minutes. Thank you again for tuning in. My name is Charles. Have a good day. Bye. I love you. Oh, that was close. Make sure you have a stool, because a chair is not enough. We just didn't have the stool today.